Hi, my name is Reshma Raghavan, and this is my Capstone project. It's a full stack web app I've called DBT CalmSpace. So, this full stack web app is targeted to people who are emotionally reactive, who feel overwhelmed. And what it does is it guides them through different tools or grounding techniques that help them calm down. And in a nutshell, there are three features that the users can use. The main one is accessing tools. This is the main function of the app. The user, when they first sign up, would be asked a series of questions to assess their current state. And based on that, they would be suggested a grounding technique tailored to their preferences. Next, and this is the key feature of the app that sets it apart from the other DBT apps out there. I should mention DBT stands for Dialectical Behavioral Therapy. It's a subsection of cognitive behavioral therapy that focuses on using sensations to help alter moods. So yes, the other DBT apps out there don't really have a way to figure out how much of an effect they've had on their users. But my app hopes to close that gap with this track progress feature. So this option would show a visualization of the user's emotional episodes and how long it takes for them to come down from them. They can find patterns, it may be time of the day or specific activity based on what would trigger them, so they can either avoid or find better ways to handle these triggers. And more importantly, we'd like to see a downward trend for how long it takes. Finally, there's a social media aspect where you can share your progress and like other people's progress, share badges of different achievements. Say it's your first time using the app, or if you've been using it for a month or longer. Users can follow each other and react to posts. Here's a small screenshot that I took of the landing page, where there's a small write-up about each of the features. And of course, a sign in and sign up button in the banner. Now, important stuff. This is the tech stack that I've used for the front end. I'm using Angular. For my server, I'm using Node and Express. Now, this is different than what I set out to do. I was going to use Flask, which is written on Python, but I found that it was extremely difficult to get that to talk to Angular. So I decided to just nope, out of there. And I decided to go with the tried, true, and tested Node and Express. Similarly, for my database, I thought this could be an opportunity to work with a non-relational database management system, but MongoDB was not my friend, and I decided to just go with MySQL. It's worked well for me, and things moved a lot faster once I made the switch. For data visualization, I've used ng2 charts. This is basically an Angular version of Chart.js, which is built on Chart.js. It's very similar. All the features have components that make it easy to incorporate to the front end when it's written in Angular. Here's another screenshot of my sign up page. A little bit of how the components are split up. You have an HTML, a CSS, a spec.ts file, which is essentially a built-in test file for each component. And then finally a TypeScript file, which takes care of routing. Here's the app routing module, which is the overall routing module for the entire web app. It knows what components there are, and in this example, you can see the home component lives inside the layout component, and the layout component is kind of the main boss here, and its children are these other subcomponents: home, sign up, sign in, questions, etc. All right, now to the fun stuff. Let's start the demo. So now I'm going to show you guys a demo of my app. And let's just open them while we're at it. Okay, so this is something you guys have seen before. Got the logo right here, a little bit of a write-up talking about each of the different parts, and of course, the disclaimer. So I am now going to sign up. Why not? Oops, my bad. I should on the server. Okay, now something happened. I click on sign up. It just shows everything's live. Anyway, level up activity. Let's just answer these questions. Sure, why not? Say both. So these questions that I have here, level of activity, sensory preferences, preferred environment, all of these. I have 12 questions set up to understand the user so that I can add weights to each of the responses. And based on the responses, I'd be able to create a score that would match the user to one of 6 rounding techniques that makes the most sense for them. Sorry, I spoke really slow because I'm also answering these questions technically. I'm trying to read what I've written. Sure, why not? No, there's nothing after this, so there are 12. And now I finish. Oh, look at that. That brought me to my main page. Let's see what the server is doing right here. It is running on port 3000. As you can see, my front end is running on port 4200. Here you go. So that's me. These are all my answers. And these have been inserted into my preferences. And these are different things that I can do. Now I'm just going to sign out, and it's going to be sure you want to sign out. No. Okay, then I'm back. Sign out. Yes, I'm sure. So now let's sign in as one of the users whom I know already has something set up. I am forgetting what his password is, so let's, oh yeah, it's this. Okay, sign in. Oh, look at that, window access tools. So now when I go to my terminal, you can say that it knows who it is. So the first time I signed up, it took me to questions, and then I answered the questions, and only then it brought me here. Now I've been directly brought to main because this user, Buttery Butters, already has given their preferences. So how do I know all this? Let's go to MySQL. So should mention I've used this framework Sequelize, which has been a lifesaver. It's a great way to talk to your database in MySQL. Anyway, so we have our users table, which, as you can imagine, has whoops. Yeah. So it has all of these names. All these people are different users. Oop, that's me. I just joined these random children. Anyway, and as you can see here, the password is hashed. They are all different hashes. Look at that. It's not in plain text. So those are the users. What else do we have? We have preferences. So let's see here. So we have Buttery Butters, whose preferences. Ah, look at that. AL is activity level. So he's extremely active. Census didn't seem to really select anything. Environment, probably the second one. So all of these put together are added up, and I have logic for that. And so we'll see what his total score is. And if it falls within a certain range, be given a specific grounding technique to work on based on that. Finally, we have progresses. And this is one Eric Martman who took 1200 seconds. This is just a peek at how the timings would be recorded. And each would have a unique ID. You'd be able to find it based on the username. And of course, we created and updated. So you can also know the timestamps. So these timestamps will all be used in chart.js when we're tracking the user's progress. So those are our tables. And here we are. Okay, so now what are the tools that we can access? All right. So now I'm Buttery Butters. I'm going to access this. What's that? Okay, so apparently guided imagery is what I have to work with. Now, what exactly is that?
Close your eyes. Allow yourself to get comfortable. Begin with a few slow, deep breaths. In through your nose and out through your mouth, letting your body get relaxed. Let the chair you are seated on fully support your body as you continue to breathe and relax. Now, use your imagination to picture yourself walking slowly along a path. It's a pleasant path, any kind that you wish. It's a beautiful day and you feel relaxed and happy.
Okay, so you get the gist. Guided imagery is pretty much that. You close your eyes and like a recording or something talks you through something very calm and pleasant where you're mimicking the sensations of being in a quote unquote happy place, as it were. And that for some people can be very effective to bring them down from a heightened emotional state. Also, you might have noticed that I started a timer and now I'm stopping it. Gonna have to make that start again. But anyway, what just happened there is we're not seeing anything in this, but if we go to the console here, we can see that this is when I tried to log in without even starting the server. Anyway, yeah, so the timer started, stopped, and of course reset. So we have these many milliseconds for Buttery Butters. If we go back to MySQL, and then we check progresses here. Oh, look at that. It just got saved. All right. So that is how you access tools. Now we go back, track progress. Oh, look at that. So this is a sample I have here of different sessions. This tooltip helps. So let's say you start with 40 minutes, needing to just start and stop that timer. And of course, I would convert it from the milliseconds and do the math to convert to minutes, how many hours it were. This is what we're looking for here. We see with each session, doesn't matter how frequent they are. The point is we want to see a downward trend. Look at that, like already with just 3 sessions under my belt, I've gone from 40 to 30 minutes. That's a 10-minute drop. That's huge, especially when you're in that state of, emotional reactivity. It's very unpleasant. You want to get out of there as soon as you can. And just want to keep going like that. Long use it. I mean, this is a very idealistic version. I imagine, that the chart be going up and down, but to actually have those numbers, I need like multiple users to use it. And well, you get the idea. And the third feature we have is the DBT community. Look at that. Bit of a social media kind of thing. So I can see right here that Eric Martman is celebrating 1 month of DBT CalmSpace. I and 3 others have liked that. There's even a badge over here that I could possibly share, because there's a share symbol right there. It's congratulating me on using DBT CalmSpace for the first time. And that is my app.